But despite that poll, I mean, some persons definitely have rubbished that poll, but Don Anderson is a respected Caribbean pollster, and he has done polls for the opposition as well, the former administration, just that he has done polls for the present administration. And despite these polls, people are saying, well, the Team Unity administration basically is not doing what they said that they were going to do. People are saying that there's victimization. That is a word that we are hearing now. Left, right, and center. There's victimization. In fact, I heard that there's a march being planned, and the march is against victimization. All these people who have been victimized, including the former Governor General and the Supervisor of Elections and so on, who have been victimized. What is your response to this?
I earlier said to you that democracy is indeed at work in St. Kitts and Nevis. For the opposition to be able to hold a march this coming Friday against victimization speaks to the fact that this government is allowing all persons to express their opinions. They want to take to the street to march because they said victimization is taking place. We are allowing them to do so. We are not stopping them from doing so. You spoke to some of the persons who have allegedly been victimized. The former Governor General is a man who I think is probably already in his 90s. So that when persons are saying that he has been victimized, I can say that this is a man who has lived his life and has lived a very full life. You saw he dismissed this charge about victimization of the former Governor General. He did make it quite public that he resigned. You saw how is it that he has been victimized when he himself issued a statement indicating that he has resigned. It would be interesting though to see if he would be amongst the marchers on Friday. You spoke to, apart from the former supervisor of election. Today is the 17th of February 2016. We had an election on the 16th of February 2015. You had persons right here at ZIZ providing commentary on election night back in 2015, giving the results for the various constituencies. Up until this minute, I have not heard one single result for constituency number 5, my own constituency. Not one single result for any of the boxes in that constituency has been aired to date. We are aware of the fact that in the middle of the count, he suspended the counting of the results. Persons now have the heart to come and say that he has been victimized when he abandoned his constitutional responsibilities during an election. Again, I dismiss that as being rubbish. As I said to you earlier, I expect all sort of accusations to be leveled. But you work at government headquarters. You see persons there who you know who are the most vociferous Labour supporters. The most vociferous Labour supporters. And they're still there working when persons are speaking about victimization. So I do not know the foundation for that particular claim. I came into government, I met 2 permanent secretaries, the permanent secretary for education, the acting permanent secretary for youth, sports and culture. And up until now, they are still working with me. As a matter of fact, the acting permanent secretary for youth, sports and culture, Christopher Herbert, he is the son of a former Labour minister, Rupert Herbert, And to be honest with you, Christopher Herbert and I have worked along very, very, very well. I have absolutely no issue with working with Mr. Herbert. And I've said that to him, and likewise he had said, Minister, I've enjoyed my time working with you. Now, Mr. Herbert is supposed to be moving to the Ministry of Education, but that again wasn't out of victimization. That was mutual agreement, mutual consent. Mr. Herbert said to me that, Minister, I think my calling is within education, working in the field of IT. And there was a vacant position within the Ministry of Education, and I asked him if he has an interest in it. And he said, give me time to think about it. And I said, sure. And eventually he came back and he said, Minister, I'm going to accept the offer. And this was since sometime last year. But up until now, Mr. Herbert is still working with me. He is a transfer, from the best of my knowledge. It has gone to the PSC. It has become effective. But Mr. Herbert is still there working with me. And I've said to persons, I've had absolutely no problem working with him. So I'm not saying it privately and then publicly I'm saying something, as I'm saying something publicly and privately. I'm saying something totally different. But I do believe that we have given persons a chance to see how they go about doing the government's work. We have given persons that opportunity. And there are some persons who are performing well, and as such, they're still working. Some others, we had to reposition those persons because we were not satisfied with their performance. It's as simple as that. Those who are out there speaking about victimization, we can speak to several permanent secretaries who were sent home as soon as the government was changed back in 1995. We have not gone about doing that. But again, you're now in opposition, and you're going to find every single reason to criticize. I received calls this week indicating to me what is being done to ensure that persons receive their payments from Carnival, the prizes, etc. And I've said to the persons, we're working on it. I said, but those who want to make criticisms, they should be ashamed to do so. Because the government changed the 16th of February last year, and it was under my watch that the prize giving was held for Carnival. It was under my watch. And so, at this particular point in time, you have persons saying, well, where the people money for the prizes? When a year ago, 1 year ago, no monies were being paid. We have had to pay out bills, not for last Carnival 2015, but we met bills from 2014 Carnival and even from Carnival before. I've been told that you had a $1.8 million which had been allocated to do repairs, renovation, to upgrade Carnival City, but that money was never used to do so because Carnival had so many outstanding bills that the $1.8 million was used back then by that former administration to pay some of those bills, and yet I still found bills outstanding from previous carnivals. So again, this talk about victimization, we can safely dismiss that.